Best Medicine Season 1 Episode 6 Review. Competition and Tradition Coincide at the Blueberry Festival. By author Laura Nowak. There's nothing like an annual festival to bring out that competitive spirit. Ivy attended many annual cherry and blueberry festivals and can attest that they feature pie baking contests, pit spitting contests, and many other games. I felt right at home with Best Medicine Season 1 Episode 6, as the locals went a bit nuts competing in the Blueberry Pie Bake-Off. Winning meant different things to each contestant, but it meant even more to Louisa, who tried to prove herself to the community. Martin still didn't care about these silly festivals and was more concerned about why one of the contestants, Barry, claimed his skin was blue from consuming too many berries. While I felt bad that everyone assumed Martin would do everything Dr. Reese had done, he needed to adapt to this community if they were to accept him. Martin had his own issues as he worried about his Aunt Sarah's health, and she disliked that he became too involved with her medical issues. While I related to parts of Eyewitness Blues, I felt others dragged, and I wished we could have gotten to the festival fun sooner. While I understand Martin's frustration that the locals assumed he would partake in local festivals and activities because Dr. Reese did, he needs to soon, or they'll all throw blueberries at him like the disgruntled teenagers. Annual blueberry festivals occur all over the United States, and they are great fun if he'd allow himself to have some. While I don't think the residents should cancel their doctor appointments or harass him about his favorite crust, these eccentricities are part of a small town, and he had better get used to it. Martin also needed to learn not to interfere with everyone's business. Barry seemed happier as an adult, and there was a reason for that. Not everyone needs fixing. Many of the other competitors thought they were competing for second place because Barry almost always took first, while Sally often took second and wanted to ensure she kept that spot. Louisa and Greg wanted to throw their names in the ring. They both wanted to prove themselves. Greg was tired of being the silent partner and worked himself ragged with this pie, while Louisa wanted to prove she was more than the homewrecker and could beat Sally. In some ways, Martin was right. The other competitors took the pie bake-off way too seriously, and that's how the top three were eliminated. Sally broke the rules by using MSG, and they were supposed to use only organic ingredients. Greg wanted to prove that he could cook and bake as well as George, and he bribed Bert with George's cooking and by pointing out his pie, but Bert had a big mouth. I felt the worst for Barry. Everyone assumed he could bake because his skin was blue. He liked being the Blueberry Festival's mascot instead of the kid with excessive acne in high school. So, he played the part, even if too much colloidal silver from the medicine made him blue instead. He just wanted to fit in. I loved that Louisa jumped 3 spots and won the competition. It meant so much to her, and that Martin was there to witness it. We keep getting these little impulsive displays of affection, and we can see they care about each other, but neither is ready to admit it yet. Sheriff Mark has been the comic relief, and on Best Medicine Season 1 Episode 5, I actually felt sorry for him about his breakup with Louisa. However, a few weeks ago, he slept around to forget her, and that had dire consequences. He developed chlamydia, and its side effects triggered writer's syndrome, affecting his eyesight. While that was embarrassing, nothing was as bad as Mark needing to get his prescription filled at his mom's pharmacy. Sally has an opinion about everything. It's part of her charm. But Mark didn't need her blaming Louisa or listing off home remedies to cure his STD. It was just inappropriate but funny for us. It was hilarious to watch Mark at the dunk tank. He tried to come clean, but it didn't go well. Leaving voicemails was not the discreet way to handle this. Other people heard, and he slept with so many women that he could even remember their names. Needless to say, there was an angry mob ready to dunk him in that cold water. As a woman, he received his just desserts. As a fan, I felt a little sorry for him and was relieved that Louisa rushed to ward off the angry mob. I love that they are still friends and think they work better together as friends. There's a fine line when doctors treat family members. Martin meant well. He loves his aunt, but ordering her to hop on her kitchen counter for an exam was out of line. I love Aunt Sarah, Annie Potts. She's feisty and says exactly what's on her mind. All she wanted was to spend quality time with Martin and not be thought of as an appointment in his book. It hurt her that he could even stop lecturing her to sit down and have lunch. Should she eat better? Probably. But that did give Martin the right to go through her medication without her permission, family or not. However, Aunt Sarah made some costly mistakes too. She should have told Martin the medication cost too much, instead of switching back to the old one without informing him. I get it. She's got her pride and has lived on her own a long time without any help. She craved a personal relationship with him, not a doctor-patient one. However, ingesting spinach water caused her to collapse and for Martin to realize how much his aunt meant to him. I love that he promised to join her for lunch weekly, but she had to make some changes too, like exercising more. It's challenging to change when things are so ingrained, and I'm looking forward to watching their relationship grow even more. Over to you, Best Medicine fanatics. Were you happy Louisa won the pie bake-off? Will Martin and Aunt Sarah find a balance in their relationship? Let us know in the comments. Enjoyed this review? Help us out. Drop a comment or share it. It's free, painless, and helps keep independent TV coverage alive. No account? Register here. Forgot password. The Blueberry Festival brought out the locals' competitive spirit and a surprise winner on Best Medicine Season 1, Episode 6. Our review. Annie Potts is a legend, and we had the privilege of chatting with her about Best Medicine, Aunt Sarah's dynamic with Martin, and more. This month marks our 20th anniversary, and we are getting the celebration started with a look back at the state of TV when we launched. Posted on Published. February 10th, 2026. Laura Noack is a staff writer for TV Fanatic. As a lifelong fan of TV of many genres, her current favorites are Will Trent and Alert, Missing Persons Unit. She is a Hallmark and Netflix junkie and adores series like Sweet Magnolias, Ginny, and more categories, reviews, comments.